Hey friends, what's up? Welcome back to a new budget-friendly dinner idea, or I guess it could be lunch or any meal. There's no food rules. Anyways, this is a super inexpensive meal. Cost me like 60 some cents. I don't know, I'll do the math here real quick and put it in this edit. But I'm super excited to let you know I'm back on the potato train, and I might have an entire video about potatoes happening here soon, but this is my absolute favorite. I shared this a few times before, but with the holidays coming up, this one needs to be reshared. So let's jump in. We're gonna flash back to yesterday at the start of this recipe and then come back to today. I'll explain in the video. Enjoy. P.S. if you're new here, hit that subscribe really quickly. And of course, everyone watching, please hit that thumbs up. Please, please, please. It helps me out so much. All right, now time for the recipe.
The biggest reason why I am sharing this recipe now is because every holiday get-together in your near future is probably going to have mashed potatoes. Or maybe not. I mean, it kind of depends, I guess, on what you guys make traditionally. But starting with Thanksgiving, we always have mashed potatoes into every single holiday party. So you can skip all of these steps if you ask the person, or if you are the person who makes mashed potatoes, brings them to the holiday get-together, make more, save some, put them aside, make sure no one gets to them. If you know the person that's making the mashed potatoes, say, hey, make like double, and then say, I'm taking half of these home as leftovers. But if that's too much, this is a little bit of a recipe that you do have to kind of make ahead, so I love it for leftovers. But if it's something that like I'm really wanting, I know my husband's going to want, I go ahead and make it the day before. It's kind of like a meal prep. So I'm only using 2 potatoes, roughly 64 cents. I end up weighing the potatoes out of a 5-pound bag, and these 2 were about 64 cents. So super cheap for a meal. And maybe you're thinking you're just going to have 2 potatoes for a meal. Yeah, I am. It's going to be freaking delicious. A meal is just whatever you decide to eat for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It doesn't have to have any rules. You can eat whatever you want. So yeah, I'm having 2 potatoes for a meal. But I have to make them the day before because that is how they are best. So I'm just roughly chopping the potatoes. Don't have to be perfect size. They're all going to cook up really quick in about 12 minutes to a boil. As you saw, I took out some of the chunks that were like just like rotten, but like the whole potato wasn't rotten. I leave the skins on. You can peel if you want to. I think they're really delicious with the skins on, so I leave them. I do salt my water once it comes to a boil. Just a personal preference. You don't have to do this either, but again, 12 minutes once it comes to a boil. Then I'm going to get out my hand mixer and I'm going to make some mashed potatoes. I also decided to go with an everything seasoning for this, kind of like an everything bagel seasoning. It does have salt in it, so I am very aware of that when I'm salting my water along with salting the seasoning, like using the seasoning that has a high salt in it, if that makes sense. But I will say that salting as you go when you're cooking makes the biggest difference. And these need a lot of seasoning because potatoes are like so bland. Anyways, I'm also going to take a plastic container, meal prep container. I like it to be flexible. Glass doesn't work for this, in my opinion, because it just doesn't come out the same. And a rubber spatula, like I said, my hand mixer. And then I'm going to grab some seasonings. I will link this one down below. You can get it on Amazon. That's where I restock it from. I really like this one. There's a couple by this brand. Like I said, I'll just add a link to the description box and you can check them out. Once my potatoes were cooked to my liking, just a quick fork test. They don't have to be like super buttery soft. Just a fork test is perfect. I go ahead and add them to my bowl, but I will reserve a little bit of the water and add about a cup of water to the potatoes. Now, I've done this so many times that I feel like I eyeball all my measurements. So people will be like, hey, I need a recipe. You guys, you just got to measure with your heart. You just got to get in the kitchen and just know what you're doing. As you can see, there's a little bit of water down on the bottom of the bowl. It's almost a cup of water, but there's still water in the potatoes. There's still water coming when I'm scooping them from the pot to the bowl. I also really like to like mash the potatoes with the hand mixer before I go in. It just makes it so it's so less messy because of the water. You can also add the water after you mash the potatoes, but like I said, I've done this so many times that I kind of just know what I'm looking for. Add my seasoning, whip it up. And if you don't like the skins, that's okay. You can take them off. I like the skins. And recently I was reading a children's book and it was saying that like the banana peels are where all the nutrients are. And the book had a gorilla and a chimpanzee arguing with each other. And it was so cute because I was thinking like, that's what I always think about potatoes because that's just my belief. But maybe we're incorrect. Maybe there's no nutrients in the skin and we're just eating it because we like the dirt taste. Anyways, once they're all mixed up, I'm putting them into that plastic container and then I have to pop them in the fridge for at least 24 hours. Now, I've done this before at the 12-hour mark, but I find the 24-hour mark is like the perfect amount of time because they kind of solidify and get really firm. So I will like press them down, kind of take all the air out, if you will. I kind of like tap them down on the counter a little bit, press them down really nice. You don't have to do all this. I'm sure they'll be fine without it. But sometimes when you take them out of the container, it cracks a little bit, kind of normal. They're super firm. You can probably use a cookie cutter on these if you put them in the freezer, which I have done before, by the way. Anyways, pop the lid on, pop them in the refrigerator. I'm going to let them go for 24 hours. You can do 12. You can use your air fryer to make these. You can use your oven. You can even put these on a skillet with a little bit of cooking oil and make like a potato pancake. Super good. All right, here we are the next day. We got some Christmas music going. We got baby in the kitchen. She scooted all the way around the island. She's not crawling forward yet, but she's scooting and she's pivoting a lot. So I know it's just a matter of days. If you saw in the intro, her little self, it's only a matter of days and she's going to be crawling. Anyways, I take my favorite cooking sheet. I like aluminum foil. If you like parchment paper, use parchment paper. I don't care what you do in your kitchen. Please don't care what I do in my kitchen. I like to add olive oil cooking spray because I like them to be super crunchy. And then, oh, there she is. She was dancing to the music. That little leg is just always going. Anyway, she scooted all the way around my island, which is a pretty big island. So she did pretty good. Anyways, you can see how firm the mashed potatoes are. They're like super gelatinous, I think is the word I want to, I don't know. Congealed. That's the two words that are coming to mind. Anyways, pop them out, cut them with a butter knife into chunks, nuggets, strips, whatever you want. They're kind of like a mashed potato fry. They are so freaking delicious. If you want to even drop these into a deep fryer, I'm sure you probably could do that too, as long as they don't like melt into nothing because, you know, sometimes that happens. Anyways, just bake them. Throw them in the air fryer. They're so good. I'm cutting them into little nuggets. I can smell the seasoning. They are so well seasoned. I'm so excited to eat these. Pop them onto my baking tray, and then I pop them in the oven, 425 for about 20 minutes, and they come out so perfect. So let me know down below. Have you made these before? Is this a new recipe to you? Is it something, if it is new, are you going to try it? Because honestly, I'm really looking forward to our next holiday get-together because I know there's going to be mashed potatoes there, and I'm just going to say, hey, can I have like 3 cups of those to reserve? Because that's like the perfect amount to have for me for like a lunch. 2 potatoes makes this much food. That's a ton of food volume-wise. You can throw some green beans with this, some roasted broccoli, some roasted cauliflower, have like a 50-50 plate. I used to do that all the time. You can add some roasted tofu. You can put this with breakfast, have it with eggs. There's so many options that you can do with this, and it's absolutely delicious. So like I said, pop it into the oven at 450 for about 20 minutes. Everyone's oven's a little bit different. So if you want them crunchier or if yours bakes differently than mine, you'll just have to know that. And you'll probably will know that better than me.
You enjoyed today's video. I love these mashed potato fries so much. I'm calling them mashed potato nuggets today because they are more nuggety size. I love them so much and I'm so excited to have them for my lunch. I hope you enjoyed this video and this recipe. If you're new to my channel, then this is a new recipe for you and I enjoyed you being here. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss a new video by me. Coming into the month of January, I have a ton of budget-friendly recipes to share with you along with a lot of weekly meal plans for a set budget. If there's a budget you want me to try to work with, I do have a lot of these videos like pre-planned, pre-filmed, but if there's something you want me to work with budget-wise, let's say $50 a week or $100 a week to feed 2 people, to feed 4 people, to feed 6 people, whatever, let me know in a comment down below. Let me see if I can come up with something, some kind of meal plan, and you'll see it here on my channel. Have an awesome day. See you soon. Bye-bye.